This Casio also has a markup and markdown key. This is almost the same as cost sell margin. It calls it markup instead. So for example, if you sell something for $100 and you want to see what the markup is at 7%, what the selling cost is in selling percent, you enter 100 times 7 markup and you get 107.53. Let's try that again with the printer turned on. 100 times 7 markup, and we get, do that out a little bit, it says 100 times 7% M for markup. 7.53 is the actual percent, and so 107.53 is the value. If you do a cost sell margin with that, it'll give you basically the same thing. One possible reason for having the separate key is I believe the cost sell margin calculations are done in the independent memory on the Casio. Don't quote me on that. I'm sorry, Casio, if I have that wrong. But otherwise, I see limited value of the markup function. The older Monroes also have the markup. That one that I showed way earlier, it's hiding in the back there, the 7130, which is about 25 years old. That has a markup key. It does not have cost sell margin, so maybe that's a relatively new feature. The calculators all have a feature called constant multiplication and division, and I'll demonstrate that here on the Monroe. All of these, zoom out again, all of these work the same way except for the Casio. So let's do the demonstrate the common way on the Monroe, and then I'll show you what's happening on the Casio. Okay, so suppose you want to multiply a whole bunch of numbers times 2. You can say 2 times 3 equals, and we get 6. Now if we want to multiply 2 again times 4, you don't have to enter 2 times again. You can just press 4 equals. And you get 8, press 10 equals, you get 20, etc. So again, the way that works is you multiply the constant that you want to multiply by, you print that in first, you enter that first, and then you just press the other number, the other multiplicand, and then press equals. Division is similar but different. To divide, it's not the first number that it remembers, but the second one. So if we do 9 divided by 3 equals, we get 3, of course, and now it's remembered the divided by 3, not the 9 divided by. So if we do 27 equals, it does 27 divided by 3, and we get 9. Okay, on the Casio, you have to set the multiplicand or the divisor explicitly. So continuing the example, if you want to multiply several numbers times 2, you say 2, and then you press the times key twice. Times. Now, we can press 3 equals, and it will multiply 2 times 3, we get 6. If you press 8 equals, it multiplies 2 times 8 to get 16. 10 equals multiplies 2 times 8 to give us 20. Division works in a similar fashion. If we wanted to divide by 3, we say 3 divide, and now we just say 9 equals, because 9 divided by 3, if we do 27 equals, 27 divided by 3, if we do 30 equals, it will do 30 divided by 3. One interesting difference is what happens when you have a pending multiply and you press the plus key. For example, if I do 5 times 2, and I'm not going to press equals, I'm just going to press plus. And the question is, does it add the 2 to the accumulator, or does it complete the multiplication first? And if we look at what's in the accumulator now, it is just the 2. So this guy, the sharp, does not do the auto accumulation. Now, it's still got that 5 times 2 in there now. If I press equals, it's going to give me the 10. Okay, the Canon behaves the same way, but most of the others do not. On the Monroe, 5 times 2 add, it's just going to add the 2. We'll add that again, and then if we press equals, you get 10. Now on the Monroe, it actually has these equal, minus, and equal plus keys, which will complete the multiplication and then add it to the accumulator. So if we null out the accumulator there, 5 times 2 equals plus, we'll finish the multiplication and then add it to the accumulator. So we get 10, and we got a 10 in the result down there. These calculators all have an independent memory. It's independent of the accumulator. Usually they're labeled M, M star, M diamond. You can add and subtract to it. Same over here. The Monroe uses I for independent memory. They're the I keys. The only real question with independent memory is how many of them are there. Most of them have 1. The Monroe lets you have 2. That is enabled with a one of these defined settings. The Casio is a little odd. The memory keys, they're right there, but they also dub as the currency conversion keys. Currency conversion is enabled with that switch over there. Try to zoom in there. If currency conversion is on, then obviously you can't use the memories at all. If it's off, then you're off to the races.